because she's a fantastic, fascinating, beautiful, brilliant young lady. Aisling Carthy.
Thank you, Colm. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Aisling.
It's really nice to see you all here, and all the cyclists here as well. Thank you so much for taking part in this. First of all, I'd like to ask you, why are you all here? I know some of you will know, but for those of you who don't, I'm going to tell you a little story. My dad took his own life 4 years ago. He was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2008, when I was 9 years old. The years leading up to his death were quite hard for me as a child, because I watched him go from states of euphoria to depression, then sometimes anger. And that was quite difficult, because as a child, you don't really understand what's going on. You're confused and you want to help them, but you just don't know what to do. And because I was confused, I was scared. After he died, I started to go to counselling. I think it's really good to talk to your parents and people at home that can support you, because I had amazing support at home. But it gets to the stage where there are problems that you need professional help with. And that would be my advice to anyone who's going through tough times and you feel like your parents or your friends can't deal with it anymore, you need to get professional help. So counselling was good, because I got to say everything to a professional who could rationalise what I was thinking about. And it all made sense to me after that. So I attended counselling for 3 years, and it just goes to show that your problems won't go away overnight. They'll keep coming up. They're not just solved for good, but you just have to keep working at it. And it's hard. It'll be very hard, but the results are definitely worth it in the end. So I remember the first time the counsellor gave me a suicide prevention plan. And I remember looking at it and I thought, I was so ashamed. But why was I? I was trying to get better. And I was doing something about it, but I still felt guilty. And I think it's because we don't talk about it enough. If we normalise the act of getting help and making things better, I think it'll be so much easier for everyone to get better. So, through my dad's illness, I was kind of told, I was kind of obliged to keep it a secret. Because depression, it was like a bad word. People didn't talk about it. Even after he died, my friends didn't realise the full extent of what had gone on until a day before I went on RT2FM on the radio to talk about it. So I sat down in January 2015 and I wrote a letter to the famous broadcaster Ryan Tubridy. And I told him everything about my dad. And the letter was 8 pages long, because I had a lot to say. And I told him about my objectives to improve mental health in Ireland, and those were to educate people about mental health, to basically tell them what it was, the effects of it, how it affects people suffering from it and people around them. My second objective was to reach out to people who were in my situation, either dealing with mental health issues or living with someone who had a mental illness. And thirdly, just to get people talking, because I think that's the best thing we can do. Just to start a conversation start sharing, start getting things out. So I went on the radio. It went really well. I was in TY at the time, and it reached all around Ireland, but I still feel like I need to do more, and that's why I'm speaking to you here today. The first time I was at this event, the Cycle Against Suicide, was 4 months after my dad died. And we had people staying in our house. We had 4 people staying in our house. One of them is Joe Dixon here in the 3rd row. Hi, Joe. And that was the first time that I come into contact with other people who had been through the same thing I was going through. And it was mad because before that I thought that no one else could relate to my situation. I thought that to be kept a secret. I thought I was the only one going through this. So the day after, when they were all setting off, I saw this huge sea of orange, and it was just the most amazing feeling. And I thought, someday I want to be speaking at this event. Like, someday I want to be standing up in front of all these people, telling my story. And it seemed absolutely inconceivable at the time. I didn't think I'd ever be able to do it, but here I am today. So basically, during these past 4 years, I've just been building myself up. Like for example, I found it hard to even come into school. So I figured if I ran 1 kilometre before school every morning, then school would be no bother. So that's what I did. And I felt like I could take on the world after that, and that's why I'm such an advocate for exercising and getting out and getting your heart rate up and smiling and laughing and just kind of lifting your spirits. I do yoga as well. I'm now qualified as a yoga teacher. I do acrobatics, and they're all things that I do to take care of my mental health. The first thing I do, though, when I'm feeling sad is I will talk to my mum or my friends, people close to me, and I'll just get it out. But then when I get it out, I know that all the work has to come from me to get myself back up. I think the first thing you have to say to yourself is, I want to get better. I want to get better, I want to get better, and you just keep saying it to yourself. And it's kind of like the wheels of a bicycle, then they just start turning, and you just pick yourself up, and you keep going, and sometimes you might fall off the bike. Like I've fallen off the bike many times, but I just pick myself up, and I get back up again, stronger than I was before. So to finish up, I'll say to the cyclists, enjoy your cycle, enjoy the friends you make and support each other, and to everyone here, just mind yourselves, listen to your head, look after it, and look after each other. If you see anyone that you think is going through hard times, don't be afraid to reach out to them. And thank you very much.
Stunning. I'm so honoured to be on this stage with Aisling. And our very proud mum, Claude, is down there as well. Round of applause. And do you remember at the start, just before we step down, I asked people to put up their hands if you'd ask for help. Can I ask you now, if you need to,